Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I am Yoshi Lan, and I'm going to be talking about what I do today. So, last time I talked about my Oracle Cartology reading. Today, I'm going to talk about Crystallogy. So, I'm a Crystallogyer. It's a field that I'm developing and pioneering, I suppose you could say. And I work with crystals and crystal spirits. So what Crystallogy is working with the crystals in a spiritual framework, as opposed to the traditional crystal working where crystals are tools that you use with a particular vibration that has a particular function, and it's very cold. It's very scientific, and I don't like that. So my version of crystal work is very different from all these other crystal workers. There's even crystal workers out there that say things like there's no such thing as cleansing, you don't need to cleanse your crystals, and I'm just like horrified. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm horrified when I hear that kind of stuff because I'm like, "Hello, crystals, they have physical bodies and they have spirits inside of them and they're just like people. They're like people. Do you shower?" I'm just like, well, if you shower, then why the hell don't you cleanse your crystals? That's the same thing, but on an energetic scale. And some people literally put their crystals in cold water because cold water helps pull the energies out. So, this whole crystal working thing, I'm not a fan of the crystal working techniques that are available right now. What I do is much closer to working with the actual crystals. So I'm not I'm not like I don't have my clairaudience yet, so I don't actually talk or hear crystals, but my telepathy and my clairvoyance work very well, so crystals will come to me if I have an issue that I don't know what to do, like I I want to cleanse a particular type of energy, or there's something that I'm seeing and I don't know how to penetrate it or analyze it better. There will be a crystal that comes to me and shows me a vision of, oh, guess what? I have this particular ability. It'll help you in what you're doing. And I'm like, fantastic, cool. So the crystal work that I do doesn't even involve crystals most of the time because I've worked with crystals so closely and so long that their spirits come to me and help me. I don't actually need a physical crystal. I can use their energies because, distance is relative. It's only an issue if you don't understand the connectedness and the energetic nature of reality. So crystals, they're part of reality, and their their consciousness connects to a master spirit, a master crystal spirit, and this is the spirit that comes to me when I'm looking for assistance in a particular issue. I know it's very strange. It's a lot of people tend to have archangels and or ascended masters come assist them, but for me it's crystal spirits. Master crystal spirits come assist me. Very fascinating. I just thought about that because I do have other friends that frequently ask for assistance, and it's typically archangels or ascended masters that come assist them. For me, it's not that. I've had I've had ascended masters come. I haven't had archangels come to me personally, but I have seen them come help somebody that I'm with, and that's very interesting. So I work crystals so closely that crystals, master crystal spirits, come see me, and let me tell you, crystals are very interesting. They have a lot of different abilities that nobody knows about. And I'm like legit serious that nobody knows about them because in order for you to be able to access these abilities, you have to work with yourself. First, you have to do inner healing work and connect with yourself internally for you to be able to connect with other things such as crystals and ascended masters and all that other stuff on a deeper level. So I got to a point where I connected with crystals on such a deep level that I was able to access their master crystal spirit. And I didn't know what I was doing at first until one of my friends was like, "Oh, I see what you're talking about." I'm like, "You do?" She's like, "Yeah, you're talking to the master spirit." And I'm like, I didn't know there was such a thing. And I'm like, that's really cool. Yeah, that's kind of like what it is, because it is one gigantic, massive spirit of energy that resembles the crystal that I'm working with in color and energetic properties. But the master crystal spirit vibrates at a very powerful energy because it's pure and it doesn't have a physical body. Yeah, it's interesting, right? The master crystal spirit doesn't have a physical body. And that's the energy that I use if I do crystal healing on a person. So I do use a variety of energies when I do energy work. I also use archangels and ascended masters as well in my energy work when I work on somebody. But the core aspect of what I do is energy work for crystals. And when I'm talking about Crystallogy, I'm working with crystals and I'm also helping heal crystals. There's different types of techniques that I use. So one of the things that I do is a very deep sort of cleansing. I go into the crystal structure and look at their chakras, and then I'll also activate chakras. So if you have crystals that you want to cleanse, or you just sense that they're kind of dead or they're not doing much, well, there's good news, because they're not dead and they're not useless. They're just so clogged with energy that they're either asleep, so it's like they're dead, or they cannot function in the capacity that they're supposed to in order to assist, because they're just so bogged down with energy. It's like somebody who's climbing up a mountain that's carrying 500 pounds of stuff. They can only travel so far before they just, you know what, I'm done, I'm here. It is a lot of weight, so I'm just gonna chill out here till somebody helps me with this weight because that's what crystals do. If you don't help them, if you don't tell them what to do, they're not gonna do much, because they themselves haven't been fully awakened. And this is one of the issues that I see with a lot of crystal workers. They don't even know that the crystals they're working with are mostly asleep or not fully awakened. And the true power of a crystal will come out once you fully awaken it, and that requires a bit of energetic geodynamics with my Nanyayurvedic energy work on the chakra system for the crystals. I also do this for people, but all the stuff that I've learned from working with people and healing people, I apply to crystals also, because they also have energetic structures with chakra systems and all that jazz. And when you do that for a crystal, it amplifies their power like nuts. Like, it's really crazy how powerful crystals can get. And I made a bracelet for my friend, and her dad is a kung fu master and qigong master. So when she put on the bracelet and she was like, "Hey, look at my energy," guess what he said? He was like, "Holy crap, your energy's like a saint. Like, it's so big." And it's because not only are the crystals that she's wearing highly activated and they're fully awakened, I also harmonize the energies of the crystals, so their energies are so tightly wound together that they've merged into a completely new energy. And you can think of this as sort of like a crystal that has been ingrown together. For example, tourmaline and quartz is two different crystals growing within each other, and the energy of a tourmalinated quartz is different than if you put tourmaline and quartz together. You can't get tourmalinated quartz by putting the two together. That's not how it works. What happens is, if you harmonize the energies together, you can get a tourmaline and quartz to merge their energies together to work just like a tourmalinated quartz. but by themselves they do not do that, and a lot of people don't realize this also. So I'm a total nerd, as you can tell, with when it comes to crystals and energy work. I do harmonization, so that way the energies all merge together and the crystals are working as a team. And that's also one of the reasons why the bracelets I make don't break. um, I have friends that break a lot of their bracelets and their jewelry, but all the stuff that I've worked on, that I repaired or made from scratch for them, is completely okay. And that's also because I do another type of energy work called lightsmithing. And I create a mesh of energy around them to make it more cohesive, so that way if the crystals get attacked or if the crystals are performing a type of function, then their energies are much more powerful together. So it acts like scaffolding or a supportive structure for the crystals and the bracelet. Because if there's an energy surge or an attack from an external source, like beings or melanic entities, or quote unquote demonic entities, I call them melanic entities, there will be an energy surge. And if the crystals aren't strong enough to handle that energy surge, then it goes straight into the cord. And you can tell if it's an energy surge because when you look at the cord, it looks like it was cut. It's not from fraying. It's not because of the material. It's not because of a malfunction or the person didn't make it correctly. It's because you just got attacked or the person got attacked. Trust me. Take a look at all the stuff. I've been doing this for quite a while now. When I look at the energy, I've even had a bracelet break on myself, and that's because I can sense the energy surge. Like I saw and sensed something attack me, and one of the strands, I use 4 strands per bracelet, one of them got cut, and then a couple days later it happened again. Another strand from my bracelet got cut, and I'm like, this is really weird. It literally looks like each strand was cut one by one. And then while I was vacuuming one day in the office of my friend's coaching business, the bracelet just slipped off. And it was from the hand that wasn't doing anything. I was vacuuming with my left hand and the bracelet was on my right hand, and it literally just slipped off. And then I looked at the cords and like, yep. They were cut. They were cut on purpose. And there's ways that you can prevent this. For that particular one, they were very, very persistent, like constant attacks, because my bracelets can stand a lot of energy, the way I designed them and the way that the crystals function. I mean, think about it. The crystals are fully awakened, and there's still so much energy that it's affecting the cord. And I know that it was affecting the cord and that their attacks were constant because the coloration of the cord actually started oxidizing before each cord snapped. And that's another sign that there's something happening that you're not fully aware of or cannot see. If you notice that the color has changed, or for example, like I'm wearing a silver chain, if it starts oxidizing, that means there's something happening, because sterling silver should not oxidize. But it just doesn't happen. And I have proof of this because I have 2 silver chains that I had. One of them was before I knew how to do all of this stuff. I was a consumer rather than a practitioner. And that one I kept in a box for a long time. And another one, oh, and I also didn't cleanse it. And then this other chain I just haven't used in a while because it's a really long chain and I don't use it for anything at the moment. So I put it in a box, and they're right next to each other. But the one that I didn't cleanse oxidized and started rusting, and 3/4 of it has turned brown. Some of it on the blacker side. And then the other chain that is completely fine that I did do energy work on is completely okay. It's shiny, it's silver. So that was like one of those aha moments, and I rediscovered them because I was moving back from Hawaii to California. So right now I'm in California, and I'm just like, this is really crazy stuff. Oh man. So I've done like tons of research. If you want to know more about what I do in terms of Crystallogy or why I make bracelets the way I do, I have a very particular structure and way of making bracelets also. So if you want to get a bracelet, there's different kinds of bracelets that I can make. You can make one that's completely customized for yourself. And I also take energy and guidance from your higher self as I make your bracelet too. So all those energies are in line with what's beneficial for your soul journey. And the crystals will evolve and get more powerful as you connect deeper with yourself and the bracelet, and will continue on your soul journey, whatever it is in that particular area of your life. That bracelet will continue to help you. And eventually, you also get to the point where you don't need to wear it every day. That's the other nice thing about working with crystals so much, and just developing your spirituality in general. You become less reliant on physical objects. So physical objects are like training wheels. They're very beneficial for us to use, and I like wearing these just because I like wearing them. I like to have something with me, and it's also nice having like physical accompaniment. It's like having your friends with you. It's totally different just FaceTiming somebody or using Skype video call with somebody over a long distance. You know, you can do that with crystals too, but sometimes it's nice to have them with you. So that's the reason why I have crystals with me, but I'm not totally decked out because I have a bunch of bracelets. I have a bunch of bracelets and pendants, but you don't see me wearing all of them because it's not necessary for me to wear them anymore. I can use their energies if it's beneficial for me in the moment, whether I have the pendant or not. And then in terms of pricing, usually they start at $120 for energetic support. And then when you start getting into more specialized stuff, like if you're using it for a particular purpose, if you're a healer and you want to use a bracelet that will enhance your healing abilities and your ability to heal your clients, that's going to be closer to $400. I don't remember what the exact price for it is, but I have a sacred geometric structure that I use for bracelets that will enhance the healer's ability. And I call that the healer's harmony bracelet. I also make protection bracelets if you're looking for that. Grounding bracelets, balancing bracelets, you name it. Whatever your true self desires, that's what I can do. And I'll use a blend of energies, whatever it is. Usually it's about 3 crystals. 3 to 4 crystals is the blend of energies that I put, and then I harmonize them together so that it's even more effective. I think that covers all of the processes that I use. And not only do I use very particular types of crystals that your higher self shows me, each bead that I'll be using in the bracelet is hand selected. I make sure that the energy is the one that will jive the best with all the other crystals in your bracelet. So it is a work intensive process. It's not just like, oh, I have this type of crystal, that's the one that I'm intuitively getting for your bracelet, and then I'm just gonna grab like 7 of these. Like, I make sure that the energy is very resonant with the bracelet. So the foundation before I even do energy work on it is already harmonic to begin with and very balanced. And that also I do that for a very particular reason, because when you have that type of strong energetic foundation, it's even more difficult for those other spirits, entities, or people to, to fuck with you. That's pretty much it. We want to enhance ourselves and boost ourselves energetically on our spiritual journey, and decrease the effect of all this fuckery that people do, on the daily. They can do it, they can keep it to themselves, but those energies are going to be around us, and having the crystals help ground us or support our aura and all this other wonderful stuff that they can do, that makes a huge difference. And um, in terms of pricing, I've paid a lot of money for bracelets before, so I definitely know that the value of the bracelets is much more than what I'm charging. So for an energetic bracelet, all the stuff that I do for it would normally cost about $400. But realistically, who can afford that kind of stuff? I personally wouldn't pay for a regular energetic support bracelet for $400. So that's why I'm charging $120 for it. But for my more specialized bracelets that use sacred geometry and all that other stuff, yeah, I can understand charging more, closer to $400. Like I'm totally willing to spend $360, $400, $500 on a very highly energetic bracelet that will assist me on my journey. And I have. I have done that before. But now that I know what I know and have done so much stuff with crystals, I normally don't buy from other people now. And if I do buy it from other people, I'll do energy work on it, because sometimes there'll be crystals that are already made into bracelets that are meant for me. So I don't use that to like judge or anything like that. If I like the bracelet, I will get it. That's how it works. I love crystals. I have a lot of crystals actually. When I first started making crystals and bracelets for people, I I went like a little bit overboard. Very overboard, I could say, because I'm pretty sure I spent like over $5,000 on all the beads that I got. So I have a large variety of crystals to work with for bracelets. And there's so many different kinds of crystals out there. Chances are one or two of the crystals for a future client's bracelet is not going to be in my stash. So I will end up getting another strand, so that will add to my collection. And I'm okay with that, because I love crystals and crystals love me, and crystals also love you and everybody. Crystals love everybody and the planet. And the other thing that I do like as a spiritual ninja work on the side is I also use the crystal's ability to help stimulate and improve the earth's energy, because right now the earth's energy is really jacked up. And yeah, it's really jacked up. If you're a healer, please stop dumping energy into the earth, because the earth ain't having it anymore. I've taken a look inside the earth's energy, and it's really really freaking jacked up, and there's a lot of work to do to help heal the earth right now. And healing other people and taking their shit and dumping it into the earth is not one of those things. Just send it back to wherever the energy came from. Don't put it back into the earth. Please do not put it back into the earth. Okay, so that's something that I just wanted to put out there, because my former mentor puts shit into the earth also. And, that's standard practice. It's not like she's doing something different from a lot of other healers. A lot of healers really do dump shit into the earth. And there's so much external pollution right now. The environmental crisis is not carbon dioxide. That's all bullshit. The environmental crisis right now is pollution, because that energetic clutter is preventing the Earth's energy from circulating properly and from the planet being able to heal itself on the inside. And not to get into even more detail about this, but there are some healers out there that are actually recommending not connecting to the Earth anymore because there are forces that are manipulating the Earth's energy and putting stuff into the Earth to contaminate or corrupt our connection and our spirituality. And I am fully aware of this also because I have seen this junk energy that's mixed in with the Earth's energy, and it's come up through my Earth star before. So I have done that type of cleansing. I know how to do that kind of cleansing. And if you're like lethargic for no particular reason, it could be your Earth star energy that has been clogged up. And it's not always people that's doing this maliciously, it's also celestial forces. Whenever there's a whenever there's a sunstorm, it also stresses the Earth's magnetic field, and this compression will actually squeeze the shit that's in the Earth through our Earth star connection. Yeah, so that's another thing that I do. Whenever there's a geomagnetic storm, count me in on cleansing the energy that is coming up through our connection and resetting the energy back to the true Earth source. So yeah, that ended up being a lot more than just Crystallogy, but yeah, Crystallogy, it's a thing now. Crystallogy is one of the fields that I'm pioneering in, and if you're curious about learning Crystallogy or getting one of the bracelets, please contact me. You can look me up on Instagram or Gmail or Facebook at Yoshi the Sage. Namaskara. I hope you'll continue supporting me, and if you like the content of my videos, please subscribe to my channel and also give my videos a thumbs up. See you guys next time.